All right, guys, so we got to talk about woke Megan Rapinoe. She's back in the news because she is having a full-blown meltdown following her embarrassing performance in which she choked on a penalty kick that potentially could have won the game for the United States women's team in the World Cup. They got eliminated early, right? They got eliminated early. They were expected to win, and they faced heavy criticism over their loss, as they should, from regular normal people and also sports analysts and former soccer Hall of Famers, like, for example, Alexi Lalas, who's a men's soccer player, and Carly Lloyd, who played on the women's team with Megan Rapinoe. They gave valid criticism of Megan Rapinoe and the women's soccer team's performance by essentially saying that they are entitled, that their head is not in the game. They're more focused on off-the-field issues and woke virtue signaling than they are playing the game. And this is part of the reason why they lost, okay? Carly Lloyd gave them a warning when they were struggling, okay, early on, that, hey, you guys shouldn't be celebrating barely getting by. You shouldn't be celebrating mediocrity. And they wanted to cry foul, okay? They wanted to try to say that the criticism was unjust, just to essentially go on to lose in the World Cup tournament when they were expected to win. Again, it is embarrassing for this country. So with that being said, Megan Rapinoe is speaking out about the loss. Okay, she is actually responding to criticism by crying sexism, right? She's crying sexism and claiming that there's huge backlash against women happening right now. And that's why you see a lot of the criticism that she's getting after the women's soccer team lost. Okay, so I want to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about another Megan Rapinoe story that is similar. Okay, it's basically her crying sexism here, as she slams the deep misogyny in Spanish football after the president's kiss. Now, as you guys know, the Spain women's soccer team actually ended up winning the World Cup. And apparently the president of the Spanish Football Federation ended up kissing one of the forwards on the lip after her team's victory. And now Megan Rapinoe is speaking out about it, claiming that she was physically assaulted and that this is sexism and misogyny. So let's actually go ahead and read about this. Megan Rapinoe attacked the, quote, deep level of misogyny and sexism in the Spanish Football Federation after its president, Luis Rubiales, kissed forward Jenny Hermoso on the lips after her team's victory in Sunday's World Cup final. Quote, on the biggest stage where you should be celebrating, Jenny has to be physically assaulted by this guy, Rapinoe said in an interview with The Atlantic published on Tuesday. Quote, there was another picture that signals such a deep level of misogyny and sexism in that federation and in Rubiales at the final whistle, just grabbing his crotch. What kind of upside down world are we in? So again, this woman is having a full-blown meltdown over this man grabbing his crotch in celebration of the Spanish team winning, okay, which is something that we see all the time in sports. I'm not sure if I've seen Megan Rapinoe come out here and criticize LeBron James for grabbing his junk when he hits a three-pointer or something, okay? Haven't really seen it, okay? But again, she's mad because dudes celebrate the way dudes celebrate in sports. I mean, that's just something that dudes do. It is what it is. I mean, I did watch the video. For all I know, he could have been scratching his junk. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just saying this is kind of ridiculous. But let's go ahead and watch this. Let's watch this.
Sí que estoy apenado porque ante el mayor éxito de nuestra historia en el fútbol femenino y uno de los mayores en general, ¿no? Ya es la segunda Copa del Mundo que conseguimos, pues esto haya empañado en cierto modo la celebración.
Pero no me ha gustado,
Hay un hecho pues que tengo que lamentar y es pues todo lo que ha ocurrido entre una jugadora y yo, con una magnífica relación entre ambos, al igual que con otras, y donde pues seguramente me he equivocado, lo tengo que reconocer, pues porque en un momento de máxima efusividad, sin ninguna mala intención, sin ninguna mala fe, Pues bueno, ocurrió lo que ocurrió. Aquí no se entendía, pues porque lo veíamos algo natural, normal y para nada, repito, con ninguna mala fe. Pero fuera parece que se ha formado un revuelo, pues que desde luego si hay gente que se ha sentido por esto dañada, tengo que disculparme, no queda otra, ¿no? Y además aprender de esto y entender que cuando uno es presidente de una institución tan importante como la Federación, pues tiene que, sobre todo en ceremonias, en este tipo de cuestiones, tener más cuidado, ¿no?
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Maybe you didn't understand that, but good thing we got subtitles. He's apologizing for it. Now, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Considering what we currently know about this incident, I think it was wrong, okay? I mean, he has to know better than to kiss this woman without consent. You would think, right? You would think, okay? And apparently, this has been an issue with the team in regards to some of the comments he's been making. Maybe he's making some advances that, again, is unwanted, okay? However, I do think there's an argument to be made that maybe, just maybe, he did it because behind the scenes, there's more going on to make him think that that was acceptable and okay. Because my first thought when I saw it was like, I don't see any man doing this unless he had some reason to believe that it was okay to do that, okay? I'm not sure if that's the case, but as far as what we know right now, that was definitely wrong, okay? That was wrong. However, I'm not necessarily sure if I would chalk it up to sexism and misogyny because, again, misogyny means you hate women, okay? Also, sexism means you're discriminating against women. I think, personally, it was just bad decision-making, okay? I mean, it's just one of those things where this dude is trying to make advances unwantedly, and he needs to chill out, right? Or so it seems, okay? I don't really know. But she also came out and said that it was a natural sign of affection, that he didn't really mean anything by it. I mean, she kind of defended the guy, okay? Which, you know, I just feel like, personally, for me, to call it misogyny and sexism is, I think it's a little bit too much. I think that, you know, Megan Rapinoe, personally, should worry about the U.S. women's soccer team, right? Worry about the fact that they lost and stop worrying about what's going on overseas and the winner's circle, right? Because you should have been in a winner's circle, okay? If you was in a winner's circle, if you did what you were supposed to do, that wouldn't have happened at all, okay? He would have got so excited during the celebration of Spain winning because they would have lost, right? And that would have never happened. So, I don't know. Maybe she should blame herself. But for the most part, this is what she's doing now, okay? She's out here playing woke police, right? Boo-hoo, whining, complaining, crying sexism over things that men do that she don't like, okay? So now, in regards to the backlash that she's getting, the criticism that she's gotten here in the United States, she decided that she is going to come out here and play the victim, okay? She's going to cry sexism. U.S. women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe took aim at conservatives, former men's player Alexi Lalas, and even former President Donald Trump in response to the criticism the team has received since its disappointing exit from the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. The women's team has seemingly been divided among party lines due to the willingness of some players to speak out on social issues and criticize the country. After the team was eliminated by Sweden in the round of 16, Lalas claimed its stances on issues made them unlikable to some. I mean, this is just a true statement, right? Their far left stance made them extremely unlikable, okay? And their far left stance is the reason why these people don't seem to be proud to be American when it's time to stand up and be proud to be American, okay? That's kind of how it goes. In an interview published Tuesday by The Atlantic, Rapinoe said it was, quote, really disappointing that Lalas reiterating tropes typically heard from the right. Again, so now he's reiterating tropes, right? Again, he's engaging in bigotry against her because he is criticizing her, which is his job, right? That literally is his job, okay? To tell you what he thinks and why he thinks that they lost, okay? He says, I think that you lost because of wokeness. That's part of the reason why. And now she's claiming that he's trafficking in right-wing tropes. Amazing. everybody on the right and everybody who was using hateful language and these tropes, it's like they have just been waiting since, I don't know, 2016, 2019. They've been waiting for this team to stumble, but when we're perfect, then we are accused of thinking that we're perfect. I mean, not really. When you win, then you're celebrated for winning. We don't like the fact you're woke, okay? But I don't think anybody's criticizing you for thinking that you're perfect. On Truth Social, Trump attributed their disappointing performance to going woke. The, quote, shocking and totally unexpected loss by the U.S. women's soccer team to Sweden is fully emblematic of what is happening to our once great nation under crooked Joe Biden. Trump said, many of our players were openly hostile to America. No other country behaved in such a manner or even close. Woke equals failure. Fact, I agree with that, right? Woke does equal failure, okay? This is why they fail, because they're woke. To Rapinoe, however, those words held a little weight. Quote, it's a compilation of hit words and hot button words that don't actually make any sort of sense or square with reality at all, she said. I think just in general, the way that our team was spoken about over the course of the tournament, it was fake. Quote, it didn't make sense to me. In 2019, we were ultra confident, ultra swaggy, and won everything. And even though we won, we did it in bad taste, according to our critics. Yeah, you guys were openly trashing the country. Okay, you were openly kneeling for the national anthem, disrespecting the country. Yeah, people are going to have a problem with that. You are representing us on the world stage. At least seem like you're proud to be an American. Okay, we're on the world stage. You know, most people put their differences aside in regards to how they personally feel about their country. When it's time to represent the country on the world stage and, you know, at least pretend like they actually like being, you know, the citizen of their country, right? I mean, it's really not that hard to figure out. It's not. This time we weren't confident enough and we don't have the right mentality. And so we lost. It's just so disingenuous. There's no way for us to win and there's no way for us to lose. Well, there is a way for you to win, right? The way that you win is that you come out here, you stop getting involved in, you know, woke virtue signaling. You sing and stand loudly for the national anthem. Okay, you don't seem like you don't like living in the country that you live in. If you do that and you play well and you win and, you know, show some respect and appreciation, then you won't get any backlash, right? Everybody will love you, right? But again, it's the open woke politics along with the fact that you lose. Now, again, you're getting a double whammy, right? You're getting criticized for losing and you get criticized for being woke. The 38-year-old who will retire from the sport at the end of the current NWSL season then accused the right of, quote, backlash against women. They want women to believe that you can't fight for things and be excellent. You can't ask for what you deserve and be successful, she continued. But the reality is we're doing that. Beyonce is doing that. Taylor Swift is doing that. Coco Gauff is doing that. We are still great on the field and we're fighting for equality, and it's better for our bottom line and the sports. No, you're not fighting for equality. You have equality. What you're fighting for is special rights and privileges. Okay, like, for example, to be paid more than men or just as much as men despite not producing as much revenue as men. That is not equality. That is a special right and a privilege that men don't get. Okay, even in industries where men, okay, get paid less than women, nobody is advocating for men to get paid the same as women or more than women, even though men don't get paid as much or they do the same work or whatever. Nobody's advocating for male strippers, right? I don't see the backlash against the fact that male strippers aren't as popular as women strippers, okay? I'm not sure how much they get paid because I've never been to a male strip club, but I'm just saying we're not seeing the advocacy here for male models. Males should have more modeling opportunities and get paid just as much as females. I'm just saying we don't see any of that. We don't see it. Quote, one thing that America does really well is backlash. I think there's a huge backlash against women happening right now. No, there's not a huge backlash against women. When you are far left pushing, again, far left politics, people are going to backlash against it. And you claim that it's standing up for women, but it's actually not. There's some things that are happening on the left that are actually against women, okay, and are not in favor of women's rights, okay? But again, you know, we're told that, you know, if you agree with the left, then you must agree with racial progress and women's progress, when that's not always the case. On the left, when it comes to race, again, in some circles, they're actually pushing for straight up segregation. And again, we all know what's happening to women's sports and how that's being taken over. I'm just saying, people are backlashing against your woke ideology, your politics, more so than they're backlashing against you because you're a woman, okay? You being a woman has nothing really to do with it. Your sexuality doesn't have anything to do with it as well. But again, these people, in the face of criticism, instead of addressing the actual criticism, like the fact that she choked and missed a kick, nah, I'm not going to address that. I'm not really going to talk too much about that. Anybody that criticizes me is just a bigot, right? You're a bigot and you just don't like women. Amazing. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.